Hey friend, John McLennan here, and if you want to learn blues guitar, you clicked on the right video, because in this video I want to share with you the 3 things that you need to focus on that are going to skyrocket your blues guitar playing. And this really has come about through a lot of people asking me over the years, what would you do if you started over? And I started looking at my entire journey as a guitar player, being able to play in studios with some of the biggest blues artists of all time, traveling around the world, and just being around these incredible musicians and noticing what they do and sort of what was at the core of how they got to where they are. And so in this video, I want to give you those 3 areas that you need to focus on. So the first area, or the first pillar of my blues guitar mastery path, is rhythm. Now, rhythm is at the core of all of these incredible blues musicians. Everything they played had a groove and a vibe and a feel to it. Now, a lot of times rhythm is actually really overlooked. Because why? We want to be out front playing these awesome solos and impressing everyone, but you cannot get to that level unless you develop your rhythm. So how do you work on this? Well, there's specific things that you need to be practicing that are going to help you develop this first pillar. And think about, someone like Stevie Ray Vaughan, who, was a face-melting lead guitar player, and he just played mind-blowing solos. But he also had this incredible groove and incredible sense of rhythm. Like take, for example, the Stevie Shuffle, Like that groove has such a swinging feel to it and a deep blues shuffle. So that would be a great one to work on. Or you could practice simpler patterns to get started, like, your very common blues shuffle. Another thing you would want to look at would be something like playing riffs through the blues, like. And this is going to help you develop that first pillar and give you a solid base to build everything else on. Now I'm going to take you through the rest of my framework for playing blues guitar, but before we go any further, I want to give you a gift that's really going to help you put all of this together on your guitar neck and have it make sense, and it's my fretboard guide. And what it is it shows you the 5 must-know chords and scales to map out your entire fretboard. And this works for playing in any style, and I want to give it to you completely for free. Just go to johnmclennan.com/fretboard guide, or you can click the first link down below, and I'll send it right to your email right away. All right, the second pillar is scales, okay? And this, again, ties right in, actually, with my fretboard guide. But the idea with the blues is you want to learn something called the blues scale, So I'm just noodling through that scale there, but essentially it's got 6 notes. And then you hit your octave again. Now, one thing that's cool about the blues scale is just playing the scale. Like if I go down the scale, it doesn't sound bad. Like a lot of scales sound boring. Like that sounds like I'm practicing an exercise. But the blues scale can sound cool. Just pretty much using a couple notes of the scale. And you'll find that blues players use this all the time, like Stevie Ray Vaughan or Eric Clapton might go. And the idea is that they're taking that scale and they're sort of mixing up the notes and adding specific ornamentation, what I call it, which is basically hammer-ons and pull-offs and slides, things like that that give you a blues flavor. But a lot of the notes come from the blues scale. So that's pillar number 2. Now, pillar number 3 is soloing. And this is where you start improvising with the blues And really, this can be one of the greatest joys of playing guitar. And this starts, you can start with just simple ideas where you're mixing things up, and this could go all the way to, playing the most ridiculous solos, like when you think about, Stevie Ray Vaughan and Jimi Hendrix. They sort of took soloing and improvising really to the moon. So how do you get started with this? Well, if you were playing a blues and you were going... I could learn a little lick like that. And I can drop that in the last 2 bars of my blues progression. Then I might learn another one, like let's say I learned this one. So then I might go... And then the next time I might go... And that would be more in the style of Freddie King. So I had sort of some Stevie Ray Vaughan in there, and then just a classic kind of walking down bass, descending bass turnaround. And you start having these core ideas, and then you start swapping them out. You start dropping in this one here, you connect this one with that one, and now all of a sudden you're improvising with the blues. So those are 3 areas that I want you to focus on, and that I would focus on if I was starting over my journey as a blues guitar player. Now, to help you put this together even more, I want you to grab my fretboard guide next. Just go to johnmclennan.com/fretboard guide. You can click the first link down below. This is going to show you more, especially about that second pillar. We were talking about scales, and help you put this together anywhere on the neck. So click the link below and I'll get that sent over to you right away. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope this video helped you out. And for more blues guitar, check out this video next.